we're gonna try this for a little while tonight. Ah, hello, Julie. How you doing? Hey, how you doing, Crystal? Y'all been staying out of trouble? Hell, I figure I'll try it for a while tonight anyway. What you been up to, Crystal? Now that's hard to believe you've been good. Yeah, can't get a little trouble. It gets awful full. Hmm. Julie, where are you from? What part of the country? What you been doing, Crystal? Oh, how hot. I think it was 107 today. Hello, Robert. Well, I appreciate you stopping in. I try to get this thing going again a little bit. I get feeling a little better. Hey, Fairy Dust, how you doing, darling? Michael Ann, I'm still getting breathing, so I'm not gonna fuss. I still don't feel real good, but I got tired of sitting on my butt. Hello, Paula, how you doing, darling? Uh, with my finger mostly. Mm. Okay. Boat races or something else. Hey, what do you say, River? Hey, oh, Ashley, how you doing, girl? How's that puppy? Did Ann get her puppies rounded up? Hello, Amy. How you doing, darling? You packing? Hey, Mr. Travis. How's it going, River? That's the plugged or something. Oh, oops. Well, that's a hard road, Ashley. Yeah, with my fingers mostly. I just got tired of sitting around. It's laying around. Hello, she devil. Oh, I'm all right. I'm gonna be okay. I ain't near sick as some of you folks has got. I can't believe a town as big as Amarillo doesn't have a puppy sitter. Hello, Jay. Well, I appreciate you coming in. Arizona March Squad. How you doing? Hello, Mr. Timmy Ray. There's some new names in here tonight that I don't recognize. You working too, huh? Boy, y'all busy bees tonight. Well, I appreciate it. No, I can't stay still. Hello, Grandma Kelly. How you doing, girl? What are you? Mm. Well, that's good. Appreciate it. Oh, that's great. Well, has anybody got in trouble today or had a good time or did anything special? Hello, Miss Fairy Dust. Hello, my muddy. Different name. I don't know. I ain't no telling. Hey, Janice, how you doing, girl? Oh, I'm still walking around. Well, good. I'm glad you had a negative one. Is it cooling down up there, Michael Ann? Yeah, I started to get on. I just didn't feel like it. Fair dust. There's one thing about it. I got to get better or get worse one. So one of the two will happen. I'm too damn mean to stay down too long. Would you go look at a different buggy, Fair dust? Hmm. Well, we could use some of that rain here. It's been hotter than blue blazes. It's still 87 degrees right now. Hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Rocky been swelled up all afternoon. He got chewing on something he wasn't supposed to be chewing on this morning. I jerked him up and put his nose right up next to it and fussed at him a little bit. He's been swelled up all day. You'd think I beat him to death. Damn, you getting mean. Well, did you win on any of them though, Timmy Ray? Uh, I don't remember how to do all this. Hey, Kenny, how you doing? Yeah, he does not like to get fussed at. Just plumb hurts his feelings. I never have had a dog that it hurt their feelings as bad as it does him. I'm fussed at him, and he'll go lay down in a corner, and he won't even look up. I appreciate it, Mr. Kenny. Hello, Mr. Rango. Mm-mm-mm. What are you doing? Ah, hush. Hell, I tried singing once upon a time, and it hurt my dog's ears, so I quit. No, I don't know you well enough to give you a range of that. I've got plenty of mods in here. Hello, Kenny.
Hey, Ron.
How you doing, buddy?
Oh, doing all right.
Yeah, that's good. There. Yeah, I got to looking at all the mods that I have in here the other day. I was surprised how many I had. I didn't realize I had that many. Yeah. I think there's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 5 or 6 in here right now.
Yeah, I'm in there too. So
Yeah.
I will admit,
Hello, Jay. What do you admit?
that it's been a good long while since you've had a trouble or anything in your chat.
Yeah. Yeah, it has been. So, yeah.
I don't want to say too much because it might jinx it.
Well, these ladies in here, and they tough now. They put knots on somebody's head right quick. How's Paul?
Well, he went to the VA today. They're kind of concerned with his where he doesn't have any circulation in his right foot at all. He doesn't have any blood flow circulation in there. He doesn't have any much at all, much of any circulation at all, and he's swollen around his ankle and stuff, and his toes are as red as my shirt here at the end of his toes.
Oh,
And so
is he a diabetic, Kenny?
yeah, he is a diabetic, and yeah, so I will admit they have kept it that he has kept it 22 years. He's so they actually did not mention anything about compression socks. I don't think did they did. Nope, they don't mention anything about that. They figure if he's going to use them, it's going to just make it worse.
Yeah,
So,
if his toes are already turning red, well, they won't help.
it's because of poor circulation.
Yeah.
And so, yeah. It's been like that for the last 14, 15 years, and he doesn't have any feeling in that foot at all. But of course he's got neuropathy, so but as y'all know, he did lose his left one 22 years ago, which was back in 2000. So we're trying to save this one. So
Yeah. Well, he found to be taking pretty decent care of it. If he's had that long and still kicking, still hasn't lost anymore.
But they got him on fluid pill like crazy, 2 or 3 of them, and you know what that does to you. So 22 times a day.
Do what?
22 times a day.
Oh yeah.
Taking a fluid pill.
Yeah.
You know what that does to you.
Yep. That's one of them. Never mind.
Yeah, that's what it is. That's what one of them is. Lasix. There's another one out there somewhere. But anyway, yeah. And he's on 2 or 3 diabetic medicines as well on top of that. So,
He taking insulin?
huh?
He taking insulin or he taking pills or what?
He only takes insulin if it gets above 250 or above 200.
He doesn't take it every day then.
He don't take it every day. Only when his sugar gets above a certain point.
That's good. That's a good deal.
But I also haven't seen him check it in a good long while either.
How many times a day is he supposed? What do you say? 2 days?
No, I said every few days I check it.
I haven't even seen. I've been sitting right here watching you though.
I'm sleeping.
We're gonna get him stirred up in a minute. Oh Lord.
And they check it every 3 months.
They check him every 3 months. So.
Hello, Danny. Yeah, I think you're supposed to check that a couple times a day, aren't you?
I know if I had it, I know I'd at least check mine at least. I would check mine at least 3, at least.
Once, twice a week.
Once or twice a week.
Damn, you got some of that long-lasting stuff, man, Paul.
Well, I take 4,000 minutes a day of traveling.
Do what now?
I travel twice a day and 4,000 units.
Well, he takes 4,000 units in tablets.
Well, he's taking something then.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's some bad stuff, man.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to get hold of Kendra and get her back in there and get his blood sugar up. Get her in there and that. What the hell was it? Not the bikini, but I don't remember now. Oh, what have you been doing?
Well, I actually called my mechanic today, and I scheduled to put the van in the shop August the 4th. So I asked the mechanic, I said, well, I know you are booked up until August, and I said, what have you got open for August? And he said, I have August the 4th open, which was a Thursday, which I'll put it in the shop the day before and have somebody come and get us.
How long are you gonna keep it?
He might get it done if he gets on it right away on Thursday when he's scheduled to work on it. He might get it done within that day and probably call me Friday and say, Kenny, I got your van ready. Now that might be what he do. I don't know, because like I said, he's going to do that rear main seal and the front seal and the timing chain cover, the timing chain gaskets, all them gaskets, and the new water pump. And he's also going to check. I also had him since I don't have very much confidence in those. It doesn't have a oil pressure gauge on it. It's got the light on it,
Yeah.
and I'm like, how you supposed to know when this thing, how much oil pressure this thing's actually got if you don't have a gauge? And so I asked him today. I said, "Is there a way you can check it to see if it's actually pumping the way it's supposed to be pumping?" Because I know that that's one of the critical things of an engine is the is the oil pump.
Yeah.
And he said at an idle anywhere between 20 to 25 pounds at an idle. Now at acceleration anywhere between 45 to 50 in acceleration. So if and I asked him, and he told me, he said, because I told him, I said, I'm one of these that likes to catch things before they get any worse or anything. I don't want to put, especially if I know it's something that can actually go mechanically wrong. And considering that's probably the original oil pump, because I know I've never changed one. I've never had one changed on it. That's probably the original oil pump on there has been on there since 1985, which that make it 37 years old. And so anyway, he's gonna put a mechanical. He's gonna put a gauge on it to test it to see if it's actually pumping. But he said that on those models they don't hardly ever go out. Uh, uh, if you change your oil regular, which we do, change it pretty regular. We even change it way before it's even due, really, to even have it changed. We change it pretty regular. Uh,
Hello, Kimberly, and hello, Lillian.
hey, Kimberly, Lillian, uh, Michael Ann, Diane. Uh, but anyway, uh, yeah. But he said if you change it pretty regular, you don't have to worry about the oil pumps. Don't hardly ever go out.
Now,
Change
the
it.
oil pump lasts a long time usually. Usually you don't have much trouble with them.
We change the oil between 2,500 and 3,000 miles to change.
No, we change it for that usually.
Hello, Angie. How you doing, girl?
I usually, like I said, I usually get my oil changed. I usually change my oil at least twice a year. Once in the somewhere between the spring and summer months, and then I change it again in the fall and winter months. At least I change it at least twice a year.
I put a lot of miles on my stuff, but if it just depends on what I'm doing. I
Yeah,
change mine for time more than I do miles because I set up like in that diesel of mine, that pickup. Shoot, I'd run 25,000 miles before I changed oil in it, but that might not be, but month and a half, 2 months.
yeah.
So that oil,
I know that I know that they normally recommend you change it anywhere between 3 to 5 miles. Normally, it's what I've always been told.
uh,
Unless you use that synthetic oil, which is supposedly it's I think I think I was told it was good up for 7 to 10,000 miles on it. You know,
you
but
know,
I use straight 30 weight Pennzoil. usually. What I use in mine.
I used to use Pennzoil all the time at Quaker State, but I got off on that synthetic on new engine. I'll go with the synthetic.
On a new engine?
Yeah, I'll run break-in oil in it. Like on these new motorcycles I got, I'll put 600 miles on them, and then change the oil, change it break-in oil, and I'll put another 1,000 miles on with just regular oil in it.
Mhm.
Then I go synthetic.
Yeah. But you ain't right, Crystal.
You have a good night.
And now, good night, Timmy Ray. Now I do have the transmission serviced on both vehicles at least once a year before you know.
Michael Ann wants to know how often you change Rose's silicone.
We cleaned it ever so often. Oh boy.
Is the name Rose or Rosita?
They named this pillow Rose.
Oh, okay. Hello, T. How you doing, girl? You got all kind of pets, don't you?
But as I was saying before, I'm actually getting it. I'm actually getting all that work done at a reasonable price.
Hello, Linda.
Who come in here?
Linda.
JJ?
Okay.
Linda.
Destination Delight.
That's Crystal.
Yeah, okay. I thought I saw Linda come in a while ago. Maybe not.
I know T come in here.
Yeah. I know this damn shadow jump. I'll lose it.
I know.
Oh, yeah. Well, I think Linda's on the road, did she?
Yeah, I know she's been popping out videos here and there. I need to go catch up on some of hers that she's put up because I've got notified that she's put out a video. And yeah, I need to go catch up on some of hers. I probably will after this live is over.
We got somebody who wants to know what the topic is again. I don't know.
No, we just swing it, JJ.
We're trying to get Kenny ready for this damn cruise he's got coming up. Teach him about motorboating and all this kind of stuff.
Not hardly.
What do you mean, not hardly? You ain't learned nothing out of this? I know you learned some. You done Google too many things to not learn anything. Sorry about that.
Hey, Linda Barker. There she is. There's Linda Barker.
Hello, Miss Linda Barker. How you doing tonight?
Only an upside down pineapple cake. Now, I love me some upside down pineapple cake.
You ordered you one, or you gonna try some?
No, I know what upside down pineapple cake tastes like because I've had it. I've had it multiple times.
That don't sound too bad.
You never had a pineapple upside down cake?
Yeah, I said it doesn't sound too bad. Hey, boy, you and me both, Michael Ann. They're still just a little bit sore. I'd have died the last 2 days if his ribs had still been broke. Woo, Kenny could have laughed all day long. Look at what y'all think about Kenny now? I get broke ribs, and he thinks it's just funny as hell. What's funny about that, Kenny? You like to see me laying on the ground holding my ribs, or what?
It's it's the way you are trying to keep from dying laughing, and then you wound up cracking up.
Yeah, I was cracking up ribs. Hello.
Oh, uh, Janice for Boss, I would try that pineapple delight.
Look at it. He's still going.
Oh, Lord. Oh,
I know. He thought that was funny, Michael Ann. I didn't think it was a damn bit funny.
and
I
then
think I think it's sadistic.
and then you wound up trying, and then I wound up cracking even more, cracking up even more.
You know, ribs are like that. They'll make you laugh, and you be hurting like a son of a gun. But that's like hitting a funny bone on your elbow. It ain't a damn bit funny, but you'll laugh.
I never figured out why that is.
I don't know. Uh,
Uh,
you hit your elbow, and I haven't done that in a long time. Thank goodness.
oh Lord.
Well, food and boobs are probably most men's favorite topic. Don't you think, Jenny?
Yeah.
At least Kenny
Uh,
don't say he's in the wrong chat no more. What's the matter?
oh Lord.
I tell you what, I still can't believe he can't count to 10. You count to 10?
No.
No. You're laughing already. You ain't even started.
No. Lord.
What's the matter with you?
Oh.
They count. Oh, Lord. Look at you going to hide. You know why he hid? Because he was fixing to take a drink, and he didn't want me to time it. Ain't that right, Kenny? Oh, goodness. Anybody else wants to come up? Come on. Yeah, he go hide. Well, I keep up with this, I'm going to sound like a frog. You get your drink?
Mhm.
Huh?
Yes, I did. I got me a drink that time. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know how you are. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I haven't got him yet too much lately. Oh, yeah. Oh, goodness. Well, I tell you what, that damn crap, I'm sweating like a mm-hmm, hot day.
Like a June bug on the 4th of July?
Yeah, yeah, that's right.
I've heard that saying before.
You sound like me, Lillian. I don't believe that.
I think you got someone in your basement there, Ron.
Yeah. Hello, Patricia. Oh, yeah, I'm feeling a lot better. Oh, yeah.
Perfect.
Hey,
Anyway,
Well, you said to come up, so I came up.
Harry, take me down, Ron. Hey, please take me down.
and now take a drink.
No. No.
Oh. Are y'all telling Paula to be good? Ain't no way that Paula can stay out of trouble. You know, the trouble with Ron, that was her idea. That's the one that come up with this, and it ought to been trouble with Paula. Shouldn't Paula ought to get a deal worked out with Moose Milk and get a sponsorship out of that. See what milking a moose can do for you.
Probably a trip to the hospital.
Mm, that's not good. Have you got you any bites on your interviews? Hey, Crystal, how you doing?
What's going on, guys?
Trying to keep our head above water. That's about it.
Well, I know you and I will float. Not so sure about Kenny. Wait. Yeah, he'll float.
Why are you sinking?
Why am I?
Hello, Aunt Jay. Are you having fun with them puppies?
Better?
Uh, now, I don't need to be coughing that much, Paula. That's a little hard to believe. Well, how you feeling? Are you feeling better?
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
Hmm. I did. Well, I'm not. Let's just say I'm not letting it get to me. I go on the doctors on the 26th to find out all my test results. I know what my test results are, but I'm not going to get into them because there's one that I need to find out more about, and I pray it's not what I think it is.
Yeah, well, yeah.
So I don't want to stress about it. You know what I mean? Why worry over something I can't control? And I'm not sure if that's what I can't control or not. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's right. Well, that's reading.
But I've been exercising, walking a lot, drinking a lot of water. I lost 11 pounds in like 3 weeks, less than 3 weeks. So I'm just keep doing what I'm doing and hope to God that my eating habits and everything are changing the outcome of some of the stuff. The only
Yeah.
thing that I won't know now anything about is my thyroid issue because they canceled my doctor's appointment. I got to wait another month to see the endocrinologist.
Don't that make you mad?
Oh, you don't even want to know.
Oh, I know.
So, but I will have I'll have the other doctor results in on the 26th at like 10:10 in the morning as my doctor's appointment.
Yeah, you just all you can do is just do what you can do. That's it. And you sound better.
Yeah, I'm not as tired. My issue is I can't sleep at night. Like I've tried taking my meds earlier before like 9-10 o'clock at night so that way it relaxes me more. And then like I'll watch a little bit of YouTube and then I could fall right to sleep. But like the last week and a half, I don't know if it's because it's so hot out here and we have air, or if I'm just so wound up from all the fun that we've been having, my body's just not ready to physically go to sleep.
I tell you what, it's been a full moon the last few days too. Don't you
I
think?
know the feeling.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, well, we had boat weekend here, which is a big Mackinac, Port Huron to Mackinac race that they do with sailboats. And it's a huge party for the whole weekend. Well, Tuesday night, I went and did a live stream and we walked down through like the harbor, let's say, to look at some of the boats that had come in. Wednesday, I did a live stream of the parade. Thursday night, I was going to do a live stream with all the boats already into the harbor to show everybody how full it all was because that's family night. Well, there were so many damn people downtown, like you couldn't walk comfortably and not worry about somebody like sneezing, coughing, blowing their snot all over you. So I was like, nope, this is not for me. I got to get out of here. I mean, I'm not a germaphobe, but I just don't want to get sick. You know what I mean? So we ended up going home, wrapping everything up for the night. And we watched the fireworks Wednesday night or Thursday night. Friday night, I took Olivia to her very first country concert. We went and saw Dylan Scott, and she was like, she brought back my glory days of being a kid. And, you know, I felt so blessed to watch her get that feeling of, I can't believe that this happened type thing. She was like in her glory. And then she got to meet him personally after everything. So we've been busy.
That's good. That's good.
I've had no time for trouble.
But
And then the one night, like, I want to come up here and hang out with you, you're not on. I was like, what the heck? I was even looking for you to go live last night. I'm like,
well, I tell you what, I figured it up. I went back and counted how many lives I've got. I've got 190 lives, and I missed 3 out of that 190.
wow.
So,
I just hit my 60,000 milestone views on my channel, and I'm 45 away from 640 or 650.
well, I'm hung up on 350, around 350 right now. Man, hello, Kicking. How you doing, bud? But it seems like it hangs up and then it takes off again.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I'm gonna monetize anyway, so I ain't gonna worry about it too much.
Right.
As long as I don't monetize, I can pretty well get by with what I want to get by with. Man.
How much sleep have you been getting, Crystal?
It depends. Truthfully, like sometimes I get a good 8 hours sleep. Sometimes I wake up, like, so I'll go to bed, let's say in the next 45 minutes, I'll go to sleep. I'll wake up around 9:30, 10 o'clock in the afternoon, in the morning.
I wish.
Hey,
Hello.
Scott.
But
Okay,
what
Country.
I found too has helped me. Sorry, Kenny. What I found too has helped me is I just started donating plasma.
Hmm.
And I didn't think I could with everything that was going on. And they said, yep, because I'm not on the medication list for anything. So so far, this was my 4th visit last week. I have helped over 8 people for
That's
what
great.
the plasma does.
I've
And it
been
helped
getting about 2 to 3 hours for the entire month of sleep.
just because you can't sleep.
Yep.
Really?
Fall asleep at 1, wake up at 3.
Mm.
And stay awake.
Yeah, Paula. I know that. And I'd have to straighten up some if I got monetized, and I don't know if I could do that. My mouth gets in gear before my brain does a lot of the time.
Hey,
Shut up.
Fairy Dust and She Devil.
Why do you think I said I'm starting to behave? Because I want to be monetized. I'm like, man, YouTube world couldn't handle my sassy pants if I didn't.
If I came on here and I'm pacing myself every night, well, there wouldn't nobody come in here anymore. I think half of them come in here just to see what kind of trouble I can get in.
Or we all can get in.
You know,
Hey, Kenny, didn't he say he was going to bed hours ago?
Well, Mother Nature has not been letting him go.
Oh. See? I told you he needs to have a commode next to his bed.
hello, Michael Ann.
Hello, how are you?
Hey, Patricia G, which is also known as Darian's mama.
Oh, hello.
Who's got?
Scott, that's amazing. I think Kenny was telling us about it. And Danny's channel, Danny's channel or my channel, you were talking about kicking it. Their concert that they're going to, Kenny.
Oh yeah, it's this Saturday night. I don't know what time it starts. Just like I said, I normally don't have anything to do with FunFest because, for one, I'm not really into the big crowds, and another thing, I'm not really wanting to pay an outrageous price for like the taste test of Tri-Cities just to try food.
Right.
Yeah, I'm just not into that stuff, really.
Hello, Lisa. Haven't seen you in a while. You doing all
Hey,
right?
Lisa.
Yeah, Paula. It don't look like Paula if you go to behaving.
Good one, Janice.
You see what Janet said? Said, yeah, Paula, that ball and chain around your ankle has really toned you down.
It's no fun anymore. Behave.
No more.
Patricia, how you doing?
I don't know what they charge for the concerts now, but used to, Dad was saying that used to groups would come in and do them for free, but not no more.
We paid $20 a piece to get VIP tickets to ours. And because she got to meet him, that's not included into your VIP. That was like after everybody went home, I took her girlfriend and her mother home, and then we flew back to the McMorran, and I'm really good friends with all the security guards.
You got connections.
I have connections. And the one security guard goes, come on, Liv, you want to go meet him and get your photo taken? And she's like, really? He's like, yeah, come on. So he took her over there and got her photo and met him. And Then he stayed at the hotel that our hockey players house, where it's our host hotel for the hockey players. And my girlfriend and the little dogs that we babysit for, their mother works at that hotel, so we knew what hotel they were going to. So we got it. We went to the hotel and talked with them for a little while.
Nice.
Hey,
he's-
Daniel.
He's from Nashville, but he grew up, born and raised in Louisiana.
Hello, Daniel.
Yeah, I was checking them out on the online there. Have to listen to the music.
Leonard Skinnerd. That's a good band.
Yeah.
But another thing too is I'm not a big fan of the fireworks. That's another thing. So, yeah.
You know, I can remember, Michael Ann, when you guys used to have your big festival right here in Canada in the morning,
Go.
on the weekend, during the holiday weekend. We used to be able to sit on our side of the water across from Canatera Park there, and we could hear your music fest going on from there. And we used to sit in our park listening to your music.
Oh yeah. I know they had some right down by the bridge there, but then they had some that were in Centennial Park down the river, just a little tiny bit outside the casino.
Yeah.
And
They're not.
we had
they're not,
we had some big name bands and stuff that would come in.
Yeah.
Good night, Paula. Appreciate you coming in.
Good night, Paula.
I tell you what, yeah, I'm like you, Anjay. That Sweet Home Alabama is just a hard song to beat.
Yep.
Yeah. That was a cute movie too.
That's a good band too. I've seen them in concert.
Oh yeah.
Went to one at House of Auburn Hills, and it was Alabama, Restless Heart, Ricky Van Shelton, and Merle Haggard on the bus trip for $75.
That's not bad at all to see all those.
Drive down, bus down and back, and four band. Actually, then there was a cover band or an opening band too, but I don't know who they were at the beginning. But it was an excellent concert.
Remember the country band Lone Star?
Seen them in concert too. They came.
So did I. I seen them at McMorrin.
They came to the.
My very first country concert, we had front row tickets, was to Lone Star.
We were on the side, but we were probably pretty close. And then we seen Styx the same year.
Libby's trying to talk me into coming out to oh shoot.
Good night.
Livy wants me to drive to Knoxville to go watch the same singer that we just saw.
Good night, Lillian.
Amy seen Lone Star in the front row, standing room only. Jealous.
Nice.
Yeah, a lot of the concerts I seen were more country than anything.
Nice. I've been to a lot at Pine Knob here in Detroit. I've been to like Billy Ray Cyrus. I've been to Brooks and Dunn. I've been to the Opryland, Grand Ole Opry. I've seen a lot of them. I even been to Opryland itself when it was up and running and seen a lot of the singers there.
What I've wanted to see and never got to see was Garth Brooks.
Ooh. I was gonna go see Elton John last night, and it was at Ford Field, no, Comerica Park, and tickets though for Elton John, these are up in the nosebleed sections were $300. And I was like, no, can't do it.
Seen bare naked ladies at Bay Fest here. This first time I went to Bay Fest, my cousin didn't want to go with his wife, so his wife asked me if I wanted to go. That was pretty good.
I've seen Ted Nugent too. Yep. Ted Nugent's pretty cool to see it.
I haven't been to a lot of concerts, but there's some I can't like. I know I've been to other ones at Bay Fest, and I couldn't tell you who I've seen.
Livy's trying to talk me into going NASCAR next month because she's a big NASCAR fan and she wants to go to NASCAR. And it's coming to MIS. I just looked up tickets. They're like $75. But she wants me to get the infield pass so she can go to pit row and sign her name on the... You can sign your name on the start point and at the end point on the checkered flag that's on the ground. She wants to do that. She wants to meet her driver.
That like I said, that's something I never could get into is NASCAR.
I mean, I'm okay with it. It's not my cup of tea, but Livy likes that. She loves rodeos. She likes monster trucks. And Livy, if Livy could do it and I would allow her to do it, Livy would be into derbies. Like big time derbies, demolition derbies. Smashing cars left and right.
I never could find that fascinating myself.
We've had that at the local fairs.
Yeah. But I think if her biggest heart, if she had to really choose what to do, it would go NASCAR, country concerts, and then the rest.
I've actually shocked people because they couldn't believe it. I wasn't, as much as I talk about cars, they couldn't believe it. I'm not into racing. I just never could.
You don't even like going to like a quarter-mile drag strip and watching them race?
No, I just, to me, I just think that is the most boring thing to watch.
Or is it like the heartbreaking wear and tear on the engine that get you?
It's mostly just watching it go around and around in circles and
well, a quarter mile is a straight strip.
Yeah, yeah. I just but
not for you, huh?
I know different people have like different things, but that's just not me. I just never could. I just never could get in. I just never did find it that fascinating.
Scott, I agree. Bristol is a really good Bristol, MIS, and then there's one out in Arizona that's in Phoenix that I've done a video on. You can see the NASCAR track, and you can see where a professional baseball team plays at and everything. Those 3 tracks are like the best tracks that I've seen NASCAR.
I'm with you, Kenny. I just don't see the interest in watching cars go around.
Yeah, and
I can't handle NASCAR either. That's a good sign that none of those people know how to do directions because they drive around in circles.
Right?
And another thing too is what's so fascinating about. I know people like to see them crash, and me, I don't find that really that fascinating because I've seen them crash and then the thing burst out in flames.
Yeah, a couple of NASCAR drivers have passed away from that too.
I just don't find that really fascinating.
I tell you, my problem with something like that, if I can do it, if I can get in one of those cars and run it, I'd love it. But to watch it, I'm that way about just about any sport. If I'm really involved in it, well, that's fine, but I can't just sit there and watch it.
When I was younger, about Liv's age, my dad had a 1923 Ford T-Bucket with slicks on the back of it and the parachute and everything, wheelie bars, the whole 9 yards. We raced it in a 1/4 mile drag. I actually took it to prom and raced a guy out in front of the house of my house a 1/4 mile till I got the lights pulled on behind me. And they said, pull over. When they ran my plate and seen who I was, they're like, take this car home to your father. You understand? Yes, sir. Round the block, hopped in my other car, which was a Shelby Fastback at the time. And I took off in my Shelby and I went down through town cruising with all my friends after prom. Let's just say I love cars.
How much about that way about motorcycles?
I like motorcycles until my dad damn near got killed on one. And now it's not the motorcycle person I don't like or the motorcycle. It's the other people that are driving the cars that you have to worry about.
Oh, that's right. You know, I think that's one reason I like them though is that I can rest my head riding a motorcycle because if you're riding one right, you're watching everything that goes on. Watching a car 2 blocks down the road, see if he's gonna pull out in front of you.
Yeah.
And you know, you're driving like everybody's gonna run over you. That makes you shut everything else off.
Ron, did I show you the car my dad just sold?
Uh-uh.
So I
My
did
God,
all,
what's going on?
My webcam wires are testy sometimes.
so my dad just sold this vehicle.
Oh wow, that's neat.
He sold
Yeah.
that one and he sold. So this car here is signed by Ralph Ipazzi from the Happy Days crew.
Hello, Richie May TV.
Yeah. Hello, Rich.
There they are.
Oh yeah, that's neat.
And then I'll show you his other car he sold.
We appreciate you coming in, Rich.
I bet later on down the road he'll probably wish he probably never sold them things.
No, because this is why he sold them. There's
Oh.
only my sister and I,
Yeah.
and he had one car left. He didn't want us fighting over it.
Uh,
And I'm the only one that would know how to drive it because it's on. This was on the ground. It was a stick.
it was a stick shift on the floor then.
Yeah. But his other was a 3 on the tree.
What that means it was on the column, on
Yeah.
the center column.
Appreciate
Yeah.
it. What you doing, Michael? Man?
Of course, I know back in those years, that's all they had was manual transmission. They didn't have automatics until I think I want to say late 40s, early 50s. Is that right, Ron? Please, somebody correct me on that.
Yeah, you're right. In the 40s, yeah, mostly in the 50s.
It was late 40s, early 50s, wasn't it? When they started coming out with an automatic transmission.
Late 48, 49, they were coming up with some, but they weren't real popular. They got started about 55, 56, 57 is when the automatic started getting popular.
Yeah. I was thinking it was somewhere in the 50s.
But I mean, they had them back in the 40s.
This was in 1930.
Wow.
Yep, he sold this one too. He just sold that, and then, like he said, he's like 73 years of age, and he's going to be 74 here. And he's like, I'm not as young as I once was. My dad's hands from doing taekwondo and karate and a lot of mixed martial arts. My dad's fingers are starting to, they're like deformed a little bit, and he can't make a full solid fist, and he can't grip things like he used to. My dad used to perform at festivals, and you could stand with a compound bow 40 to 60 yards out and shoot broadheads at him out with an arrow, and my dad would reach out and catch him out of midair. He made papers, took awards, everything.
Back when I was shooting archery, Crystal, I shot for 2 different companies.
Uh-huh. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. But
It is 1953 Chevy Bel Air too, when we were
Your
little.
internet kicked the one off, Michael.
my dad loved the he loved the 54, 55, 56, 57, and 58, didn't he, Dad? And the 53 Chevrolet Bel Air.
Yeah, that's what my dad had. We took it all. We took the whole front end off, and where the silver bullets are across the front of it, we took all of that and sent it out to have it all re-chromed and redipped and everything. And then the 1923 Ford T-Bucket, we took it all apart and rebuilt it from the ground up. Me, him, and my sister.
Did you rebuild it back to the original like it was, or? Oh, okay.
No, we made it a racer.
Oh, okay.
I hope you grabbed the Gorilla Glue, Diane.
But
Huh?
Diane said he'll be back. She grabs the glue, stick him back in his seat. So
Oh.
grab the Gorilla Glue.
yeah, my dad said that used to you could order them. You could special order those automatic transmissions back in the 40s, but you would pay. Even in the 30s, you could special order them, but you'd be paying out the zoo for them. Oh, if you did.
Yeah. So my dad's, that black one that I showed you, that 1930, he had the crank motor on it that you would have to crank it on the front end of it. And it actually had the actual bullet holes from when it was, who's that famous mobster, that Bugsy, is it?
Bonnie and Clyde?
Is it John Jolia? Dillinger.
I think so. So it has bullet holes in it too. That black vehicle.
Al Capone.
No, I don't think it's Al Capone. I think it's Dillinger.
Dillinger, okay.
I don't know. So for my dad being a cop, my dad liked all the mafia flicks, all the Scarface flicks, you name it. You would have thought my dad was a gangster, just because that's how he carried himself and that's how he acted. But really, the biggest teddy bear, and he was the biggest cop ever. Like, it's all right.
Welcome back, Ron. What happened, Ron?
Had to take a potty bear break, Kenny.
Kick me off.
So, Ron, you were saying you with your bow companies?
Yeah, I shot for Golden Eagle and High Country. We used to put demos on. You know, the candy lifesavers you get in a roll,
Uh-huh.
like
Yeah.
peppermint. We'd put those at 60 feet and then put an aspirin at 15 yards. And we'd sit there and bust them things all day long. It was
Damn.
a thing. I got pretty high up in archery. And that's when I blew my thumb off, and I never could get it back together after that. But I was sponsored for about 5 years, actually.
And I didn't think about Machine Gun
Really? That's,
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Was you thinking about Machine Gun Kelly?
No, he's a young dude.
How about well? You remember the gangster that Mickey Rooney played in one movie?
Who's that?
Mickey Rooney.
Mickey Rooney. Do you remember?
Yeah, a little bit short dude.
I know who he is. Yeah.
Do you remember what his character was? The gangster movie that was so famous.
Do you remember what gangster movie he played in?
Oh boy.
No, not me.
That'd be something I could Google.
Well, you could ask Google what his character was. That might be useful to think about.
Thank you, Brene.
Well, there's so many of them.
So yeah, cars, engines, you name it, I dig it. But I grew up having to grow up with those things because my dad wanted to make sure that if we were to ever get stranded anywhere or anything was to happen to me and my sister, we knew what needed to be done. We knew how to change a tire. We knew how to check the spark plugs, the cap, the rotor. We knew how to do our oil changes. Come an oil change, the first time I ever had to change an oil, my dad gave it all to me and said, go to it. I was like, what? He's like, yep, go to it. You know what you're doing. Go do it. And I was like, so I'd go one step. Dad, come out. Is this right? I'd go another step. Dad, come back out here. Is this right? He'd say, will you just do it and quit second guessing yourself? But what if I put the oil in the wrong hole?
You know, the old timers, that's the way they were. My
Yeah.
dad ran a steel shop, and I'd never built a steel building in my life. And a guy come in the shop one day and wanted a 40 by 60 barn with 12-foot walls. My dad told him, "Go out there and stake it out. Go, let him show you where he wants it." Went and staked it out, and I came back to the shop. And he said, "Okay, I'm gonna give you one guy for a week and a half, and you ought to build all the steel for that building. And then I'm gonna give you 2 guys for 3 weeks, and you ought to have it building up." I couldn't figure out how to do something. I go down the road and look at another building, come back, and in a month's time, I had that building up. In fact, I saw that guy the other day I built that building for, and he was telling me that barn was still standing there. But that's the way they did it, and you better damn well do it like in the time period they're talking about, you know. It
Yeah.
wasn't, that's the way I learned.
I mean, we talking about Clyde Barlow.
Mm. Was it Babyface Nelson?
Yeah.
No. Hold on. I'll tell you.
That's who Mickey Rooney played, was Babyface Nelson.
Clyde Barlow and Bonnie, was it?
Diane. Woo!
Is she still giving Ron crap?
Las Vegas. Who started Las Vegas?
Who started Las Vegas?
Who was the gangster?
Who was the gangster?
Oh, I can't think of his name. I know it, but Jay, that's one way to learn how to do it. Just get on it and get after it. You know, now they're building motorcycles with automatic transmissions on them. That just ain't right.
Well, those things are out of seed. They are out of price. Woo.
If
John
I was
Dillinger. That's exactly who it was.
John, huh? Did you say John?
John Dillinger.
John Dillinger.
Okay. I thought that good might have been, but I wasn't sure.
Okay. Anyway.
So many of them.
See, my dad even dresses the part.
Wow.
Oh dear.
You'd never believe he was a cop, would you?
I wish
Yeah.
I had the patience to do something like that. I got the expertise to do it, but not the patience.
You know, since and I'll be and I think this is another reason why he got rid of his old cars, is he had two of them, that black one and the last one, that purple one. He got into that really bad motorcycle accident, and he suffered from a brain bleed. And like when he retired from the sheriff department, I noticed like his demeanor kind of changed a little bit. I'm not saying that he's meaner, but that's kind of like he doesn't have the patience for anything. You know, we could be sitting here trying to talk about something, and he'd be like, at us, and you're going to be like, what? And he's got, well, that's not how it was. It was like this, you know, and it's like, whoa, hold on. I was getting to that, you know, and I just feel bad. Like he's my dad, but his
A traumatic
demeanor.
brain injury sets things off.
Yes, it does.
I tell you what, when you start getting brain injuries, or it's like Ava's still having trouble over that fall she had and hitting her head. There's some things that she's still having trouble with.
Yeah.
Now, anytime you get a concussion, whoa, it can cause some of that.
Yeah. He had, so when that guy hit him, he suffered 9 broken ribs, the floaters that are in the back that aren't hooked to anything, and then the ones that are in the front. So he broke all of those. He broke his clavicle, his scapula, and which is your collarbone and your shoulder blade. And he broke his pelvis in 3 different places. He broke his right ankle. He shattered his kneecap so bad that fragments were up to his thigh, almost his hip, that they had to go in and pull it all back down and place him in a brace to keep his leg at a full extended out for a long time. And then he had to he had a liver hematoma, a head hematoma, he had a kidney hematoma, his spleen was severed in 3 different places, and his one eye, I kid you not, he looked like a blowfish from hitting the mirror of the bike when he laid the bike down, because he saw the guy turn in front of him, and my dad said he had no time to stop and think. It was either lay the bike down, or my dad was going through the car and possibly could have died. And all the doctors to this day will tell you my father should have died. All of the medical books, I kid you not, were all like this. There was 32 stacks of medical books that were like this when we went to court.
Wow.
Yeah. And if you looked at him today, you can't tell that he's had a motorcycle accident. Except for he does have like some hearing problems from where that's the one good thing, he had his helmet on, because the helmet law here in Michigan hadn't passed yet. He had his helmet on, and from where the strap, your chin strap goes, it did something behind the ear that pushed on the eardrum a little bit, so he's like deaf in the one ear.
You know, there's not a helmet law in Texas. The only
Good
thing
night, T.
Good night, T.
you gotta have eye protection. That's all. But I work anytime I get on that bike, I got a helmet on.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you.
I got
I
buddies
know.
who won't wear them. They just
There's not a helmet law in Montana either.
No.
I know here in Tennessee you have to have one.
Yeah, it's just a lot of states you got to have 'em. And but that's one thing I won't ride without. If I'm just going to the grocery store, that helmet goes on.
Yeah.
But especially if you're in a state park, like if you go to Warriors Pass State Park, yeah, there's a helmet wall there as well. Even if you're just riding a bicycle, you got to have a helmet on.
But you know, he's okay. Like, he got into his accident in June. We spent June, all of July, and a little bit of August in like the trauma burn ICU unit, because that's where they put him. And a lot of it was like touch and go for like the longest time. We didn't think he was going to make it. And then, so June, July, the first week of August, the second to third week of August, he like something like switched, and he was fine. So he was there for so he, after that, he got moved up to the a regular floor, but it was for inpatient physical therapy. So that's the first time he got out of bed, and they didn't tell him his pelvis was broke. And when they made him walk for the first time, he was like, ooh. And the doctor's like, are you okay? And he's like, yeah, just it hurts a little bit. And he's like, well, it's gonna hurt. Your pelvis was broken 3 different places. And my dad's like, what?
So they couldn't operate on his pelvis to fix
No, because it wasn't spread apart far enough. It was, his was a clean break. So it was like, it was broke, but then it fused itself back together, because they've always kept his body in one position. But when they moved him so his body stayed in that position. You know what I mean? Like when they roll you, if you're in a hospital bed and they have to roll you, they try to roll you so that your body stays in one position, and normally put like pillows or something behind you to brace you to stay in that area. But he had like a feeding tube, I kid you not. When he got moved up to the upper floor and he could start eating more and eating regular foods, like, and keeping them down. He was doing excellent. Up walking, he was back to work by December 1st.
Was this last year?
No, so my dad's accident was, I want to say it's like 12 years ago.
Oh, okay.
12, 13 years ago. But I remember it so vigorously because Livy was just a baby. We were getting ready to set up for a garage sale at our house. And I was like, my ex-husband at the time said, hey, I'm going to go run out to my mom's. We lived right here, right around the corner from where I live now. He's like, hey, I'm going to go out to my mom's real quick. You want anything from the gas station? And I said, yep, I'd like a pop. He goes, okay, I'll get it for you on the way home. Well, I kept trying to call my dad all night long and he's not answering. Well, I talked to my sister, who was on vacation herself in Florida at a friend of ours with her 2 kids. Her husband was home, and my dad and him had all gone out on this bike ride to, at the time it was called the Angry Bull Steakhouse. And it was around the corner from where I live currently. And they rode out there. It was a big bike fest thing. They were eating like this big, gigantic burger. They were partaking in it all. And then Gerald went one way and my dad went the other way. Well, Gerald made it home. My dad did not. And my ex-husband is the person that found my dad. He come up to the gas station to get my pop, and the lady's like, he's like, what's all the cops doing down there? And they're like, there's a really bad accident. It's a man on a motorcycle. Right then, something just clicked in my ex-husband's head, and he's like, I gotta go. He left my pop on the counter, the money on the counter, went down there, found out that it was my father, came back to the gas station, grabbed his change, grabbed my pop, came around the back way because he couldn't get even to our house. They had the side road blocked off, so he had to come back over this way to go back home to our house. I was in, I kid you not, a big baggy t-shirt, sitting on the floor in sweatpants. And he goes, you need to get up and you need to get up now. He's like, you need to get a pair of jeans on, throw your hair in a ponytail, do whatever you got to do. We have to go to the hospital. My mom will be here in 2 minutes. Just as he said that, his mom was flying in our driveway, came in running into the house, grabbed Olivia out of my arms. He wouldn't tell me what was going on, just that we had to go to the hospital and we had to go to the hospital now. I was asking all kinds of questions on the way to the hospital, and he's flying down the main road. We get to the hospital. I grabbed a hold of him and I finally shook him and I said, what the are we here for? And he's like, it's your dad. And I something just snapped and I singled him out. I don't remember what happened. And I bolted it into the hospital and they're like, are you, Crystal, da 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 da. And I was like, yeah, that is my father. They're like, do you have proof? And I didn't think to grab my purse, my driver's license, nothing. Thank God my husband grabbed it at the time. Comes running into the hospital, gives it to him. They escort me back there. And all my dad kept saying to me is, Crystal, you got to get a hold of Oppenhauser. He's got to take over for me. I can't believe this SOB did this to me. Wait till I get out of here and get back in that jail. That prick, he's going to get it. My dad was thinking that it was an inmate that had attacked him the whole entire time. And then on top of all of this, we go to Ann Arbor Hospital because they airlifted him out because he had that traumatic brain injury. Where his room was, he could see the helicopter pad outside his window, and the car parking lot was right there. My sister and I came into his room one night to talk to him just to see how he was doing because we were staying right there by his side. We weren't leaving the hospital. He told my sister and I to go out there and pick out any car we want because Daddy was buying it for us. I said, damn, I should have bought myself a new car. Daddy could have paid for it. But it was scary. It was very scary to go through as a kid, as a young adult. No parent, no child, nobody should ever have to see a loved one go through any of those things.
I hate to do this, but I'm crashing. I'm going to shut this thing down a little bit early tonight. I appreciate all y'all coming in, and I hope y'all have a good night.
Well, good night.
Good night, everybody.
Does that mean you're driving while you're doing the live?
Do what?
He said, does that mean you're driving while you're doing your live?
I don't think so. But anyway, y'all have a good night. We'll try to do this again tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll up to it.
I hope you're feeling better.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to be all right. Just, you know how this crap gets at night. It just, y'all will get feeling worse at night. But anyway, we'll see y'all tomorrow. Good night,
All right.
all.
Night.
Night.
Good night, everybody.